Yeah, that's me. Okay, be still. You're jumping on my bed. Okay. Hi, you guys. So today I have another sewing tutorial for you guys. Requested, sent me this picture in that you want me to show you how to make this half peplum or tulip skirt. It has the little peplum sticking out the side, and it has the like French seams in the front, almost like French seams that's on the top, but it has the seams in the front. So also, my fabric store is open. So in the info box is the link where my baby's jumping on my bed and I'm recording. Stop. And if you want to purchase the same fabric or any other fabric from my fabric store. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in a few days for another sewing tutorial. Bye. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to get a skirt to trace. I'm using this skirt that I'm going to trace. Get a skirt that fits you nicely. It doesn't matter the length, because if the skirt, if you want it short, you can just fold it up to how short you want it. If you want it longer, when you cut it, you just keep going out longer and to make it the length that you want. Like this one, I'm making mine a few inches longer. So, very important, when you do, I am using a double knit stretch fabric, and I think I already told you guys that this fabric is available on my online fabric store. You want to cut the skirt out 2 inches wider. It's important, don't worry, it's not going to end up too big, but you'll see why later. So, I am going to cut it out 2 inches wider, as you can see, like that. I'm eyeballing it because I've been sewing for years, so I'm used to doing that. I can just look at a woman and tell her her measurements, like bust, waist, and hip, like on the spot, because I'm been sewing for so many years. Okay, so now that I have that part cut, I can remove my skirt like that. Now I'm going to cut across my bottom to make sure that it is even. You can do this skirt if you're doing the size that I'm using. I'm using 1 yard and about 1/4. You can get 1.5 yards, but if you want it, if you're using a shorter skirt, just use 1 yard. You'll have enough for everything. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove one piece. This is going to be my back piece. So I'm going to move that to the side. You don't need that right now. And this is going to be my front piece. Okay, so I'm going to move my front piece over to the side, and then I will show you the next step. Okay, so now what you want to do is get a piece of the scraps that you have left over, and you want to make a square. So I'm going to fold it over one time like that, and then I am going to fold it again. I guess my daughter decided to run through the house and scream. Okay, so now that I have my square, you can actually cut a perfect square if you want, but you are going to curve it, basically making like a circle skirt. See, it's a circle like that. Okay, so I'm going to bring it back to how it is. Fold it back again like that. Then I'm going to cut 1 inch from the top like that. Okay, so now I have this in the center, and then you're going to cut this open. So you have 1 for each side of your skirt. And as you can see, it looks like ruffling if you make that part straight like that. Then it has like a ruffle to it. Okay, so those are your 2 pieces. Now what you want to bring back is, let me move this over, is bring back the back piece of your skirt. You see that this is the back piece? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to put one side down onto this, and I'm going to put the other one down as well. And I'm going to pin this. Now you're going to take a stitch right along the edge, and you're going to stitch this down. So this part will look like that. And you're gonna stitch that down like that. And you'll have that part, okay? So now you wanna move this over to the side. Now, I'm gonna take my front piece, and now I'm going to fold my skirt in half. Then I am going to fold it one more time just to make sure my cut is even. And I am going to cut off about 5 fingers. Do I want 5 fingers? Probably 6 fingers. Like basically almost in half. And I'm going to cut that like that. So hopefully I'm making it as simple as possible, so that when you do open up your skirt, it will be in 3 pieces. Okay, so now you can see I have my center piece and my 2 side pieces. This is the waist area, that's the bottom down there. Okay, now you're gonna take the back piece of the skirt. I actually didn't stitch mine down because been sewing for a long time, but if you are a beginner, you do want to stitch it down. I'm telling you, it will help you. Okay, so I'm taking the side piece of the back of my skirt. Basically, I'm placing it back on top the way that it should be. Oh, you guys, something I totally forgot to tell you is that your peplum piece, like the part that I have pinned, I totally forgot to tell you, you want to pin it down 5 inches. So this top 5 inches, you don't want it pinned on there. You want to pin it down right here. So this is where I pinned it on at. Not so high up, because you need to make a waistband with your top part. So it's pinned on from here to here of my skirt. Not this 5 inches at the top. It's not pinned on there. So I have this. I'm going to sew straight down there. And I'm going to do the same to the other side of my skirt. Okay, so this is my back piece and the sides of my front. This is my other center front piece right here. So the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to cut the top piece off. That 5 inches, you're going to cut that off. Making sure you don't cut your little peplum. Okay? Now I am going to attach this to this side, because basically I'm going to make a waistband with this. So I'm going to pin that there. I'm going to pin this one to this side, like that. And then I'm going to stitch straight down that part and that part. And then I will have a circle waistband for my skirt. Okay, so I know this print is kind of crazy, so it's probably hard to tell, but as you can see, this part sticking up is coming up out of the seam. This is the back part. This is the size of the front. You're going to take your peplum piece and you are going to pin it down. And if you're a beginner, you want to stitch this down. So I'm going to pin this down like that. Then I am going to take my center front piece right here, and I am going to place it on top of this like so. So I'm going to remove that pin and I'm going to just pin them all 3 together. Then I'm going to continue to pin my skirt all the way down. Okay, so I have one side completely pinned and down. Okay, now I'm going to flip it around to the other end, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to take this peplum piece and I'm going to pin it, put it down like that. Can you see what I did? Let me zoom in. Sorry about that. So that you can get a really good look at what I'm doing. Okay, so you have this center piece, because this is probably not a beginner project. It's probably after you've been sewing for just a few months, then this should be fine. You'll understand the pieces. Okay, I have this, and I'm going to this part right here of the circle skirt, this part right here, I am going to make it flat across that end, like that. So that piece that's sticking out, it will usually lay that way, but this goes over too far. I'm going to pin it down right here. See? Then I will have this little piece right here sticking out of my skirt. But I'm going to move it over, make that part flat. Then I'm going to take the other part of my skirt, the front center part, and I'm going to lay it on top, just like we did the other side. And I'm going to remove the pin, then I'm going to pin all three, remove the pin, then pin all three. And there is another way to do this where it doesn't have that fine, clean lines as this one will have, but still have that same type of peplum. I will do a video on how to make a skirt like that for real beginners that still want that cute little half peplum skirt, because it's not a full peplum. Okay, so now I'm going to stitch straight down here, and then remember my other side, I'm going to stitch straight down there, and then I will show you the next step. So as you can see, your skirt should have these seams in it like that. Now I'm going to flip it right sides out. Okay, now as you can see, my skirt has these little peplums on the side now. Super simple, but the one thing you will see is that your peplum will have at the waist area a hole. So what you're going to do is you're going to pin this down, and then you're going to stitch across this so that the peplum will not have a hole and hang down before you put your waistband. As you can see, I already did this one, and look how it lays super cute. Okay, so now the next thing that I'm going to do is do the other side of mine, and then your waistband that we had, I just folded it in half. You want to fold it in half and put 4 pins in it. One on each corner, one on this side, the center, and the back. So you want to get that ready. I'm going to go stitch my other one, and then I'll show you guys the last step. Okay, so as you can see, if I pull it down, I have, this is the top waist part. I have the little peplum sticking out the side, and I have these nice clean seams going down my skirt. I absolutely love it. Okay, so now time to put on the waistband. So you got your skirt like this, right? Then you want to take your waistband and you want to match up all the seams. So let me find my seams. You want to take it, put it over the skirt like that. Now you want to pin it on down really good, and then you're just going to stitch around this circle. You're going to have a circle, just lay it flat on your sewing machine just like this. You place it on like that, and then just keep stitching till it meets up to the other side. Then that part will be done, and then the bottom of your skirt, all you're going to do is fold it a 1/2 inch, then fold it a 1/2 inch like that, and then stitch around. So I'm going to show you guys how I style this. I absolutely love this skirt. I'm already, even though I haven't worn it yet, I've been wanting this jagger skirt. Don't forget, you can get the fabric at my store, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a few days for another sewing video. Bye.